Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, it is so great to have you. I'm Antoinette, a New Zealander living in the beautiful wine region of Lower Franconia, Germany. If you have watched my last few videos, you will know that I currently have my mum Marie staying with us here in Germany. She's been here for 4 weeks now, and she's got just over 4 weeks left with us. We have had an incredible time together so far. It's just been amazing having my mum here. As I've already mentioned in my last few videos, one of the many things I love about having mum here with us in Germany is getting to experience Germany through my mum's eyes, the eyes of a New Zealander who is not as familiar with Germany as I am. I've been living in Germany for over a decade, and so many of these little cultural differences and cultural subtleties that surprised me and shocked me when I first moved to Germany have become very normal to me now. And my mum is pointing out so many little things about life in Germany that I have forgotten about. It's giving me a fresh new perspective of Germany through a New Zealander's eyes. So because I've been receiving such great feedback on the last few videos I made talking about Germany through my mum's eyes, then I thought, why not keep talking about this subject while my mum is staying with us? And so as usual, she has jotted down a big list of all sorts of different cultural differences that she has noticed since being in Germany, and she is just continuing to jot down anything that springs to mind. Let's jump into it. I have so much to talk about in this video. So first of all, I just want to say I am so incredibly proud of my mum for embracing the German biking culture. It's something I've talked about a lot in my videos, and I've talked to mum about the fact that here in Germany there's such an amazing biking culture, especially, in the warmer months, and there are so many people around my mum's age. She's retired, she's in her 70s. There are so many people of all ages, but particularly in my mum's age group, that just really get out there and embrace the German biking culture. And my mum has actually experienced this for herself now, and she just loves it. I have to say, mum was very, very reluctant to get on a bicycle, and I felt kind of bad. I feel like I was pressuring her a little bit, but I just knew once she got the hang of it, she would love it so much. Probably in the last 40 years, she has only hopped on a bike maybe a handful of times, if that. And she's only briefly tried an e-bike before, and she found it a little bit too much. I don't know, she wasn't used to the feeling of an e-bike, and it really put her off, this one little experience she had in New Zealand, and she didn't really want to try it again. I said to her, come on mum, let's give it a try, you're going to love it. And at first she was like, oh, I don't know, I would rather just walk. Like, she loves to walk, she loves to keep active. And I said, just please give it a try, mum. And so we had a little practice on my street up and down, and at first it felt a little bit, it wasn't comfortable for her, but after a while she got the hang of it. So we decided to go for a big bike ride to the river. So I was on my e-bike with a bike trailer on the back with my 4-year-old. Mum was on an e-bike, and then my son, my 8-year-old, was on just a regular mountain bike, and his friend came along as well. So it was a really hot day. We packed a picnic lunch and our swimming gear and headed off to the river. And so we were probably biking on the bike track for, it may have been 15 minutes, and mum was a little bit wobbly at first, and then she just got the hang of it, and I could see that she just built up her confidence, and she just loved it. And we just kept passing all of these other people on the way, and smiling, and everybody was in a good mood. There were so many other cyclists around the same age as mum who were in groups or on their own, and I could just tell that mum really enjoyed that bike ride. And, we spent the afternoon at the river, and we biked back, and mum had built up even more confidence. And after that, mum had just built up so much confidence and was eager to get out there again on the bike. And we did some more trips. We've probably done 3 other biking trips since then, and mum has really, really enjoyed it. Last week, Mum and I decided to go for a little bike ride, just the two of us. Rob was at home with the kids, and I said to Mum, you fit in so well here in Germany. She just looked like a German lady. She was wearing a backpack, she was in her sneakers and comfortable clothes. As I've mentioned before, Mum recently let her natural hair colour come through, and so she's got this really gorgeous silvery grey hair colour. She used to have really dark hair like me, and she noticed that so many German women in her age group just rock the grey hair, and she just looked like a German lady on her bike with her backpack and her grey hair and just looking really fit and sporty. And I was just laughing to myself, like nobody would have looked at her and thought that she's a foreigner. They would have just assumed she was also German. I could tell Mum was just feeling really relaxed and comfortable and just really embracing this whole biking culture in Germany. In New Zealand, we are starting to get into the biking culture a little bit more. I'm noticing, like the last time I was in New Zealand, there were a lot more bike tracks, but nowhere near as many as in Germany. It's not often you'll see groups of middle-aged or, older people in New Zealand biking and making a day of it, but it's something you see all the time in Germany. And so, yeah, the German biking culture is something that Mum thought was really cool, and she has really embraced it this time around, and I'm really proud of her. Also, something else Mum mentioned to me, I may have briefly mentioned it in one of my other videos, but she said that she just feels so comfortable in Germany because Germans don't really dress up and wear a lot of makeup and, have crazy hairstyles. And there are so many, Germans around my mum's age in their 70s who have grey hair and look really great with grey hair, and they just embrace it. And Mum just felt like she didn't have to try and impress people, and she brought with her a lot of quite fancy outfits, and she has hardly worn any of them. Every day, basically, she's wearing shorts and a t-shirt and comfortable shoes, and she feels very comfortable dressed like that. She noticed that the majority of Germans dress nicely and have, quality clothing, but they dress in a very casual way, a very comfortable way. I've always said that Germans dress in a very comfortable and practical way. And yeah, Mum noticed that, and she also feels comfortable dressed like that. And she doesn't feel, the need to have to, put on heels and lipstick and things like that. There are definitely times when Germans like to dress up. So if they're going out for a nice dinner or to the theatre or something like that, they will dress up a little bit. Mum will be able to wear some of the nice clothes that she packed, but on a daily basis, she's just living in shorts and t-shirt, and she loves it. Super comfortable, super practical, running after the kids, and she feels, right at home dressed like that in Germany. Also, she mentioned that German women are so natural and they just embrace that natural look. Not a lot of makeup, not a lot of hairstyling. It doesn't mean they look scruffy or, just unkept or anything. They look nice, but natural beauty seems to be in the forefront of German style. For as long as I remember, my mum has just embraced the natural look like many of the German women. And I think that's why she feels so comfortable in Germany, because, she's never worn a lot of makeup. She always looks really lovely and put together, but just in a really, subtle way. Mum also loves the fact that Germans are comfortable growing old gracefully and, looking the best they can for their age, but not, getting heavily into the Botox and fillers, and at least in this area of Germany where I live. Something else Mum mentioned, which I thought was really interesting, I have noticed people are comfortable doing things on their own in Germany. This is so true, and I didn't even really think about it until Mum pointed it out. And so you will often see an old lady at an ice cream parlor just by herself, enjoying just the surroundings, enjoying her ice cream, and she doesn't feel the need to be with anybody else. Also, when we were at the river, there was a man who was just by himself hanging out at the river. And, you know, it was a hot day. He was just going for a swim, and Mum just thought it was really great that he felt comfortable just going on his own. Why not? Why shouldn't he be able to enjoy going for a swim as well, just because he's on his own? Mum just loved how confidently Germans could be by themselves. So for Mum, who is living on her own right now, she's an empty nester. All of her children have left home. My dad passed away many years ago, and my mum has never remarried or never had another partner, and that was her own choice. My dad was the love of her life, and that was enough for her. She doesn't feel the need to have another partner. My mum has always felt really comfortable going places on her own. She does have a big circle of friends, but she doesn't feel uncomfortable rocking up to a dinner or a party on her own. She doesn't have to always be with people to, do things, go out and do things. And she loved to see that, many Germans are the same way. So anyway, guys, I have come to the end of this video. I am running out of time, even though I have got so much more that I could talk about. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. If you enjoy my videos and you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love you to consider subscribing. That would mean so much to me. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.